Hello, my name is Tina. Welcome to my channel. Tonight I would like to talk about something rather interesting, and the topic will be about different kind of beings that are living and existing within this earth plane system. Also regarding how they relate to creation, okay? Because it's like this: any original creation here is only possible by permanent beings, okay? So this is one type of the beings. Now, we live in a duality system, and which means that there are two types of beings residing this earth plane. I put it simply, those are good guys and bad guys, okay? This is to put it simple. Now, those two categories are opposite of each other, and they are divided also into permanent beings and counterfeit beings. That means counterfeit means something fake, something that it's not real. Yes, we are looking here into a rather complex scenario. Why am I even talking about it tonight? Is because I'm a seeker and I try to guess why things are getting from bad to worse, who's really in charge here, what is happening, and what is likely to be expected, as a result of it in the future. I mean, I'm not making any predictions in here, of course. I'm just trying to look into who is really running this show right here on this planet Earth, okay? Things are really bad, as we all know. You look around and you can see that it's messy, okay? So, let's talk about those different beings. Well, who I'm exactly referring to, we're talking about human race, okay? When you look around, all what you see, it's human beings here. I'm not talking about animal kingdom or any other creations in here, but human beings. And from the surface, you cannot tell who is who, okay? You cannot tell the difference. Who is the good guy, who is the bad guy. We all look like, nice and pleasant usually. I mean, of course there are exceptions, but, in majority sense. So it's very difficult. That's why people are really quite often fooled by appearance, because there could be somebody extremely toxic, extremely evil, and yet they would smile when you meet them, and they would show the very goodwill, that they are helpful, that they are empathic, that they would almost like do anything to make you feel good. But those are the first impressions, of course, and we know how it goes, that first impressions sometimes are very wrong impressions, because unless you get to know someone better, you cannot tell what lies underneath of that first impression when you see. Now, the good guys and the bad guys, this is the part of the duality system, okay? Good guys and bad guys are part of who reincarnates here as a soul quality. So, we're talking about evil that stands for the bad guys, and I mean evil that could be demonic entities that are reincarnating here. And also the good guys, that means somebody who is enlightened, who is empathic, loving. Usually those people are caught in here, and I don't believe they came voluntarily to solve this mess or to have any mission, but I think I need to make another video about this mission business, because it's a deep subject. I already mentioned it many times throughout my videos, but this is important to remember, that I need to elaborate a little bit more about it. So anyway, what happens when both good and evil reincarnates here? it creates lots of conflict, okay? It creates different points of views, different behavior, lots of like, uh, you're talking about light and darkness, okay, that clashes with each other. So it is very, it's creating a difficult situation, because good guys will always remain good and bad will always remain bad. I mean, no matter what, the core nature of who you are cannot be changed, okay? You are who you are, and it's up to you entirely, only up to you, to change the way you present yourself and regarding what choices you are making at any given moment of your existence, okay? But nobody else can make you. I mean, yes, you can be forced to do something, okay, that's a different thing, but I'm talking about a free will, basically, how you're expressing your free will here. So what we see in this today's world in here, okay, we see lots of evil, and usually, where are those guys? Look up, okay. That means evil thrives, and insanity thrives, because I cannot call it a saying what's going on, okay. So it looks like almost like being evil pays, because you've got power, you've got money, you've got access to all sort of knowledge, things, material, and whatever you may desire. And that creates lots of corruption too. But have you also noticed, guys, how evil operates in here? That there's hardly any justice, I mean, I don't see any, because justice can be bought if you have money, okay, and that's corruption. So lots of people who do evil get away with crime, basically, and I mean serious crimes occasionally. Yeah, it does happen. So, and on the other hand, if you are a good guy, if you are an honest person, hardworking, and you mean well, usually you are very poor. You've got so-called bad luck, and this is again. I used to talk in one or two videos about the life script, part of your life script, who you're gonna be here, okay? It's like a destiny, or you're meant to have power and money, or you're gonna be poor but you're gonna be good, okay? You can't have both for some reason. It's like everything else in this duality. You either have love or money. You can't have both. But this is how it goes. Now, when it comes to creation, because we're also talking here between creation, what I mean by creation, any original thought, any original things that you can come up with, okay, inventions and things, okay. I observed how it works, and I believe that only permanent beings, which means good or evil, that could be permanent, are capable of creation. And that again, that goes over the earth plane, because you don't create only here. You take the creativity and your ideas with you when you cross over, when your lifespan is over in here, okay? So there are also others here, apart from permanent good and evil. There's also counterfeit beings. That means beings that are created like, when you have a background of something, to fill the background. And people of this kind that are just being created as a background, okay, the counterfeit, you can recognize the personalities that are very almost like asleep, almost like they don't belong here, almost like they never have anything to to impress you with, like the personality is like flat, almost like they blending into the wallpaper. That's the kind of impression. Yes, those are the fake beings, and the fake beings, why they are being created. Again, I believe that the situation between the lower astral is very bad because lots of people are waking up now, and many souls finding a way simply not to reincarnate here again. I believe that the entities that running this show in here, creating counterfeit souls and that stuffing them in the meat suits here to create the bigger population and to tell us, look, there's so many of us, okay? But these permanent beings, now again, I'm not saying that they don't exist, because they do exist, and I can tell you guys, I've got several friends that counterfeit beings, okay, and some of them are showing the spark. The spark, that means they also. It's like, I don't like to use this word evolution, because I don't believe in any evolution, to be honest, and it's like they're becoming somebody who's become aware. The awareness starts to sparkle, okay? So they kind of becoming somebody that you can identify with on a different level after you get to know them, after the time goes on, okay? But not everybody, but there's lots and lots of people, and I think everybody knows someone that's, oh my goodness, this is kind of weird, but this person is almost like a walking zombie almost syndrome. That's the counterfeit. Also, when it comes to the creativity, counterfeit, I've got a funny feeling that they're unable to create. That once they cross into the reality that it's outside of this earth plane, when the life is it's over, it will be entirely up to them, basically, depending on how much awareness they manage to gain through the lifespan in here, okay? So creativity for counterfeit could be a little bit difficult, if not altogether impossible. Now, we cannot possibly sometimes tell the difference, because the duality system in here, when you look at the masses, everyday people around, it's very difficult to pinpoint, oh, so is this and so is that, unless you begin to have personal interactions with that particular person, unless you begin to know them better, okay? Now, there's obviously mixtures of this kind, all sort of mixtures between families, okay? That's why there's so much drama between families, because both evil and good reincarnate to families, and some of them could be permanent beings and some counterfeit beings, okay? So this is another complex level to consider, that this exists, okay? And when you study this kind of thing, when you really look closely, you know, the parents, the kids, the whole family unit, you can sometimes notice that something doesn't really add up together, really. Because no matter what you do for some member of the family, no matter how good you are, whatever, you cannot change that person. They're gonna be whoever they are, okay? And you are gonna be whoever you are, and this is the recipe for massive conflicts. Well, when people are born in here, again, when you're looking at a newborn baby, you cannot tell, oh, this is counterfeit being, or that is demonic. Although I had few cases that I have spotted. I have spotted very, very young children, and as they grew, I've noticed that this is exactly as I sensed of who they are. Okay, I mean both demonic and both good guys. Okay, now we're talking here about creation. Okay, so both demonic and beings of I mean, I don't like to use the word beings of light, but I can make it like good guy and bad guy. Okay, they are capable of creation because they are permanent beings. Okay, yes, some demonic entities, okay, are able to reincarnate here same as anybody else's. You cannot tell when you first meet them that so and so is of demonic origin. Okay, and yes, they have a capacity to create, to make things happen, to manifest as anybody else. Okay. Um, However, the nature of them, because of the nature of who they are, uh, could be a little bit of a shaky ground. And again, I recently started to look closer, and I believe that not all demonics are bad because they originate from non-human stock. Some of them could be quite good, but again, not between this reality in here, because the good guys on that of that origin, I don't think they would reincarnate here. It's something to do with how evolved you are and how much knowledge you possess. Okay, so you can easily say no if you if you're well informed. You can simply say, I don't want to reincarnate here to this holy mess. Okay. But there are those guys who reincarnate because they know that they're going to be rewarded, okay? They can create here. Um, Usually, the creations of demonic, you can recognize that is a total disaster, that something is introduced to society, okay? And then you look at it as, oh my goodness, nobody really wants this. Nobody wants to buy this, and nobody really thinks much about, but yet it's being pushed by governments and by people in power. Everybody should do this or that. So those are the creations typical of examples that created by demonic beings. Usually it's something that is distorted, something that doesn't make much sense. And some of you guys probably guess what I'm talking about. I don't want to name it, but there's been lots of disasters of this kind introduced into our lives in the last 5 years, okay? A little bit maybe earlier. But those last 5 years has been very revealing of who is in power and the creations and what was introduced for us. It's not for the greatest good. I mean, for one thing, many people can't afford to even buy a bag of groceries, and never mind buying a truck for 100,000, this kind of thing. So there's lots of insanity going on, and if something was introduced but good guys, okay, the beings that are highly evolved, okay, it's always have balance, always have good vibes, and something that it actually makes everybody smile. So wow, this is different, this is great, But we don't see it in here, okay? So what we are witnessing is basically messy situation, and situation that is very much oppressive, okay? Because I'm still waiting to see better days, but I doubt if I will see them. And sadly, those better days were a long time ago. When I was younger, I witnessed that there was more freedom, yes, things were totally different. It's like, what is happening now? It's unacceptable almost. I don't feel too good, but I'm trying on my own level to take care of myself as best as I can to survive this. Yes, and when you look deeper, everybody's seeing, oh, it's people doing this, people doing that. But I always look underneath. What kind of people? Everybody has a soul. There's a soul trapped in this body, okay? And the soul originates somewhere. And when it comes here, if you are destined to do lots of damage and havoc in here, yes, you're going to be rewarded, because duality is evil. Duality is evil. In afterlife, where I'm going to go, I don't want duality. I want to be in a place where there is no conflict, where I can be getting on with everything, with both my environment and whoever's going to be there within that environment. But in here, this is impossible, because we're all stuck together, okay? Evil and good guys, everything is mixed. Stuck in the meat suit. By looking at someone, you cannot tell, really. So what happens? Evil thrives in this society, thrives in this environment, because it's like they're wearing a mask. This body, it's like a mask, like a suit that you're putting on, and it's hiding you. So you're feeling safe, so you can say, oh yeah, you know, I am doing this and that, but you can do the same, you got the same chances. No, it's not. No, no, we don't have all the same chances, you know, we are not the same. So those two terms are, I mean, I'm always very angry when I hear, oh, we're all the same, we're all brothers and sisters. No, we're not. Absolutely not, because we're different. We're individuals. And we should be treated as individuals. And yes, I'm pissed off that lots of individuals who could do lots of in this world and change this place for better, little bit better, who are in power, they're not doing it. I can't do it because I don't have the resources or ability to do so, but there are people who could. So, you know, then again, this is, you know, when you understand better who is behind the situation that we're living in, behind the system, you perhaps going to feel a little bit better, because understanding takes the fear away, okay? And when you understand something, you suddenly take different perspective, and you're looking in a different way on your environment and everybody in your life that you know, or even people that you look up to up there somewhere, okay? You can understand better who they are, you know. So yes, it is important to take note of that, because understanding something empowers you as well, okay? No, it's not like you're going to change it, but understanding the very nature, why things are bad or why things could be better, you know, it makes you look in a different way on this place, okay? And then you're feeling, okay, understanding is everything, and asking questions, it's important too. So yes, I already made a video about what sort of beings reincarnate here, so if you guys are interested, you can check it out. But yes, it is important to look at those divided aspects of us, okay? Because it's not just once. Oh, you say, oh, we all one human beings race, and from one source we all there. No, it isn't. Absolutely not. That's why I'm trying to say that there's a few different things dropped into the system that is thrives in duality, except that we're not thriving in here because there's too much conflict, too much contradictions, and too much hardships basically. So anyway, food for thought. That would be it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care for now, guys. See you next time. Bye bye.